Welcome to Two Dudes in a Cup. I am Ryan,
I'm Jason.
as usual. I don't think our names have ever changed.
No. Shit.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Is that after the transition?
It depends. I might be No. It's always going to be Jason.
Okay, all right. I whatever you do, I think you're brave for it. Anyway, anyway, Jason, how are things? How you been since the last time we chit-chatted on this?
Been pretty good. Just been working a lot and taking some downtime because of this weather sucks. But I've been catching up on some TV shows. Been finally finished Secret Invasion.
I got through about the first 3 episodes, and
Yeah, I finished it all. It was good to where kind of to see some stuff in the back of I don't know, it kind of ruined pretty much Marvel for me a little bit.
I will say
one character for sure.
I will say Phase 4 has been kind of uninspired, it seems.
It's been terrible.
And as much as I think Hollywood has ruined a lot of it, I don't think it's really the fault of the studio on this one. Just the characters and the contracts have all pretty much expired. So I remember there was talks when Iron Man 2 or when Iron Man came out, because they basically said they made a B superhero like an A star.
You're right.
And
yeah.
Because Iron Man comics weren't. I mean, speaking from just what I know of comics, is they weren't like the most popular of popular comics, but it kind of even Guardians of the Galaxy, it brought a really low, not well known.
Not like Spider-Man.
Right. Captain like the
America.
actual Avengers.
Yeah.
But they brought that forward. But got
Iron Man is an actual Avenger.
But what I'm saying is they took lesser known characters and really brought them to the forefront, made them very, very popular.
Yeah.
And I don't think that. I mean, they've lost.
Who cares about Miss Marvel?
Funny enough, Miss Marvel was actually one of the ones I actually liked.
I did not like that movie.
No, not the movie. I'm talking about Miss Marvel, the show.
I did not watch it.
Actually, didn't hate it. It wasn't great, but I didn't hate it as much.
I heard it was okay.
It was.
But I'm never gonna watch She-Hulk.
Yeah, it was.
I hear it's cringy and it's bad.
I actually talked about that on the last one, last podcast I was on. It's. The main message is man bad, woman good, man evil.
Like Barbie?
From what I've heard. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I just heard.
I probably won't go see it.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not.
I actually did just finish Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Finally, that's a great show.
Man, I really loved Karate Kid back in the day. I don't think I ever actually officially saw the third one. We're gonna go back and watch them.
But what do you think of the series?
It's really good.
It's addicting, huh?
And they do so well keeping true to the original characters.
But him and I can't even think of their name, but they need to stop fighting all the time, don't you think?
Johnny and Danny.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, but
one thing I really thought it was funny, and the fact that they stuck to it, because they don't. I've seen a lot of shows they don't do this. They have like these characters like fish out of water, and they really kind of get them into things. But Johnny, they don't do that with his character. He's fish out of water the entire. He is so out of touch with like technology.
It's great.
And how the society works. When he goes to try to recruit Piper, the chick that Moon hooks up with after breaking up with Hawk. He goes all this feminism. He's like, we got to fight the patriarchy. And then Miguel goes, "Did you understand a word you guys?" He goes, "Do I look like I pee sitting down?" Like, he stays true to his character the entire way through, even after everything falls apart. It's so good.
I can't wait for the next one, but I don't know.
But in the news we'll go into, that's going to be on hold. They were supposed to start production in May when the writers
was that part of the strike?
So everything's affected by the strike. They were actually
Stranger Things that affected too as well.
Deadpool.
Of course, Deadpool. That's out.
But I did look in because we got to season 5 and I was like, cool. And then you go on to it, and they were supposed to start pre-production, so they're not even filming or casting or anything.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a couple of years from now.
Yeah, I earliest I would expect it is next year, and like tail end of next year.
Of them starting the production of it.
I would say out, but I mean, I think a lot of stuff's going to get rushed whenever the strike is over.
And that's going to make bad quality TV shows.
I think so too. I think what's also going to happen,
just like video games.
Depending on how long this goes on, though, what's going to happen is I think there's going to be a vacuum of content, and there's going to be a lot of things that are
being thrown out.
Yeah,
and it's going to be too much for everybody.
I mean, and which is fine because Hollywood isn't seemingly out of
Speaking
touch or anything.
that too, I did watched. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Watched the new Transformers. I enjoyed it.
The Beast Wars one.
Mm-hmm. It's on Paramount, so you
Oh,
can
is
watch
it?
it for free if you
If
pay
you have
for it.
Paramount,
Yeah.
I had. I'm.
I'll give you my login.
I got so burnt out by
I know.
Paramount Plus because of Halo.
Oh yeah.
That
yeah.
hurt so
I
bad.
didn't even watch Halo because I heard how bad it was.
It was.
It's just like how
so
the
far-
video game is now too. Just bad.
It was so far from source material, but I did see. And I don't watch. I've never read the manga. I don't watch the anime, but One Piece is coming out to Netflix. I think actually in the end of August.
Oh okay.
I know it's fine.
Sure. I mean,
It looks like it's sticking close to the source material. From at least what I understand, the
Sure.
trailer looked really cool.
sure. I honestly, I'm saying sure because I don't even know what the hell that is.
One Piece, so it's a anime
Cartoon.
anime.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Okay, yeah, we'll argument for a different day.
No,
I mean, it is animated, but
it's cartoon.
okay. So you
It's
just
a grown man's cartoon.
grown man's cartoon. Okay.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Speaking
anime.
of grown man cartoon, Futurama has actually officially come back. The first episode aired last week. Next episode comes out.
Futurama's okay, but I'm a Simpson guy.
Well, same creator.
I know, same creator, just Simpsons is better.
Never really watched Simpsons.
Huh?
Never really watched The Simpsons.
It's really good.
I've seen. I mean,
I grew up watching it. You know, when I was younger. It's been going for 30 years now.
something like I don't know.
Yeah, you predict. You know, it's like our time Notre Dame. You know.
But just in a cartoon. Just a
Yeah,
cartoon.
but it's different.
Just a cartoon.
I mean, anime is cartoon.
It's all animated.
Yes,
So
True.
I mean, there's that.
cartoon.
One thing we did talk about last time was the Activision, Microsoft Activision acquisition. Last time we talked, they had the appeal. They won against the FTC. The FTC then appealed and lost their appeal, which there's a lot on that. It was really funny.
It's a lot of drama.
Yeah, so they did. The deadline was originally July 18th. Obviously, that hit. Both Microsoft and Activision decided to move the deadline to October to continue to work out the deal. Also, they are still working on details with the UK regulator, the CMA, which is, from what I at least I understand, that the UK's FTC.
Yeah.
So they're still working out details with that. I like we've mentioned before. I think one of the ideas was that they just weren't going to operate in the UK or have anything, like they would just basically leave that market. But I think now that they have the time and the resources to do it, and now the CMA is the only one who technically has won against this acquisition, they're at least coming back to the table and at least willing to talk and hopefully hammer out details. Some interesting stuff that came out of that, though. As you know, when they were doing it, Microsoft was going around and offering 10-year contracts. They reached one with NVIDIA and Nintendo
Right.
to say, hey, we'll bring our games to you for the next 10 years. They offered it to PlayStation, and from what I understand from this, what I read, is PlayStation kind of scoffed at it. Obviously didn't think they were going to win in court. Now that they've won, Microsoft went back to the table and said, hey, we'll give you Call of Duty for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So one person I heard was saying, so Sony officially screwed their customers out of Activision products, because what Call of Duty means is that there will be no Spyro, no Crash, no Overwatch, no Diablo. Any of that stuff going forward is not required to be on PlayStation. So obviously, like we said, Microsoft doesn't want to lose on that Call of Duty revenue.
That's all they're worried about.
Yeah. But yeah, Call of Duty is only going to have PlayStation. They're going to lose like any future Activision titles, which I just
that means more people are probably going to jump on Xbox.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the overall plan. You want that, but
I mean, of course, that's I mean, they say there's not a war, but there is.
There always will be. But it's just funny to me because it's like Sony has been so hard pressed against playing ball, like, you know, with game not game sharing, but crossplay, and things like that in the past, and they just fight it, and it just seems like it never really works out for them.
I mean, I don't know. This good for Xbox. That's how I see it. Anyways, you know, people on PlayStation, they tend to cry about things. Anyways, sorry.
I mean, you're not. Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. Though the one thing but they have their exclusives. They're very proud of
Oh
us.
yeah, I love theirs. That's why I have a
Right.
PS5.
Right.
Because
That's
of the
only
exclusives.
That's
Yes.
legitimately the only reason I have one. Speaking of PlayStation exclusives, though, we did get a new Spider-Man 2 trailer.
I didn't watch the newest one that came out.
It was only like 2
I heard
minutes.
it had Venom in it or something.
Well,
or again.
The gameplay trailer they released for whatever that showcase
I did
was.
see that. Yes.
A lot of it's just a rehash of that, but it's more. This is more story driven. You see that Harry is out of whatever.
Yeah. I'm excited though. I can't wait. You have a PS5, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I played both those Spider-Mans. But yeah, this one more story focused. Only a couple minutes long, or I don't think it's even 2 minutes long. But that came out. One thing that I saw in the news, Baldur's Gate 3 hit the top of the news at one point in the last few weeks because it was officially confirmed that you can have sex, sexual intercourse
Yeah, I know what sex is.
with a druid. But also while the druid is in the form of a bear.
Why are you looking this up?
I didn't look it up. It was on my Twitter newsfeed or my X newsfeed, whatever.
What are you following then, man?
It's just game stuff, man.
Jeez, man.
So you can fuck a bear. So that's a thing. That is a thing now.
I'm sure it is.
That's it. That's gonna be in a game that people are going to play.
There's a lot of sick people out there. I'm sure there are going to be people doing that.
We did get a new Starfield trailer. It was an animated. It looked like it was kind of introducing to like the world.
Oh yeah. I'm honestly, I'm tired of the trailers. I'm just ready for the game.
Ready for the game.
Yeah.
Well, and we're not too far. We're like about a month.
Yeah, about like a month and a half.
Well, not even that. It's like
When does
September
it come out?
9th? September 9th?
Okay, so like a month and a week.
I'll go ahead and check and see when that release date is.
Sure, it's a month and a week. So.
Oh, not September. Starfield release date.
Yeah, I'm
September 6th.
Okay, so yeah, like pretty much a month.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it comes out sooner than that because that comes out for the just normal release for like the normal game, or if you're getting on Xbox One Pass.
Game Pass.
Or Game Pass, yeah. But if you buy like maybe the most expensive edition, I think you get to play the game like a week early. If I understand right.
Yeah, so you can have early access at least on September 1st. So legitimately a month from now.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense.
So
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm still debating if I want to buy it. I mean, I know I can play for free on Game Pass, so I don't know.
At no additional cost on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I just sorry. It's just like
I know.
It's like when people like
I get what you're saying.
You're like I got 2 sodas and they were cheaper. No, it's a better value. You spent more money because you bought 2 of them.
Right. I know. I get what you're saying. I'm just so used to saying that. So, but yeah, no extra cost.
Last thing before we get into our main topic of conversation today, I did see something the other day that CD Projekt Red, the people who make Witcher and Cyberpunk. They're laying off. It's like 9 or 10% of their workforce, which is about 100 employees.
Why?
Let me pull it up here.
Because I know they got that DLC that's coming out for Cyberpunk that's coming out in a couple months, and then from what I heard, they are working on a new Witcher game.
So, I think they're working on the 4th Witcher.
Yeah,
is what I heard. So Witcher and Cyberpunk. This is from IGN. Witcher and Cyberpunk developer called the round of layoffs, which impact around 100 staff. And, quote, alignment of the scale and size of the team with the requirements of ongoing projects and the CG Projekt Red group strategy, unquote.
It's probably the people that messed up Cyberpunk at the very beginning.
Right, yeah. It only took them, 3 years?
And that the topic of, that's one of the games in the discussion today.
I mean, it's shitty to say. I hate seeing it. It's just they're down. It's a cost saving. They're trying to save money, especially with everything that's going on right now. I don't think there's a. It's one of those. Is there a reason to have certain people on? I worked for a video game company for a brief time, and it's one of those. How many customer service people do you need? How many artists do you need? How many developers do you need? How many programmers do you need? Like, can you save cost and get more efficiency with less people? And that's always what companies are trying to do.
That makes sense, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. That's fine. If it's going to make a better DLC for Cyberpunk was that's pretty much done, and then a new Witcher better. That's fine.
Yeah, the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty that comes out on September 26th, so a little while after.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Which I still need to finish the main story.
Yeah, I'm probably about 12% away through the story. I've started it twice, but bugs kind of turned me off from them. So.
Well, the game is much better now.
No, yeah, but it's kind of like one of those things like I've like.
Right. Do you have a 1X?
No, I have the S.
Okay.
The all digital version.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like I played it when it came out. I think I pre-ordered it. If not, I got it like right when it came out.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment. Trust me.
Like the story was really engaging. Like I was like, okay, this is. I mean, it wasn't original by any means, but it was really cool.
I was just excited because I knew who was making it, CD Projekt, and I know what they did with all the Witchers. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be awesome. And then when it came out, and it was trash. But now it's better though. So yeah. I just need to find the time to play it.
It's one of those where it burned me at the beginning. It's really hard for me to bite the bullet and go back. Like Battlefield 2042. I didn't play it when it first came out. I played the beta. Didn't really have fun with it. But you jump into it now.
The game is amazing now. I'm so glad I'm back on it. I went ahead and bought the season pass and everything. I had like 500 or 600 of the points, so I just spent $4. But the thing is, it's just I've always been a big Battlefield fan, and it's
I played an ungodly amount of Battlefield 3.
I'm just glad I got away from Call of Duty for right now, especially we have our reasons why we stopped playing that game.
And that's kind of one thing that kind of sparked our topic of conversation today, of why like really good games seem to get really bad really fast. Or not really fast, maybe over the course of time. And one of the topics we had, was Call of Duty. I think you and I both kind of stopped playing Call of Duty for the same reason with the stuff with Nick Merckx.
Yeah. I didn't like what they did to him.
But one thing that I've seen, and it's something that's turned me off for a game.
That's disappointing too, because I'm a huge Call of Duty fan.
I was actually enjoying it. Warzone wasn't a new concept battle royale.
Warzone is it's boring. It's the same thing, but the only reason why I jump on and play it so I can play with my friends.
Yeah,
that's it.
But the problem that I have right now, and I'm glad I stopped playing when I did, is Warzone is turning into a fucking cartoon. Fortnite.
Really, Nicki Minaj.
Snoop Dogg. Well, Snoop Dogg was in the last one.
Screw Snoop Dogg. I don't really care about him.
That's fighting word. If Snoop Dogg ever sees this, you're dead.
I don't care.
I'm not a rap fan, but I know who Snoop Dogg is.
I'm a rap fan. Snoop Dogg back in the day in the 90s, I love his music. Now, I'm not too big on it. Plus,
if this ever gets out, Mr. D.O.G., I appreciate you. He clearly doesn't.
I'm not saying I don't appreciate him. I'm not a fan of him like I used to be.
But to go into what you're saying, I don't understand why. I get why they have like Snoop Dogg and Nicki Minaj. They're both coming to the game.
That's why Tupac didn't like him before he passed away. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm not getting into that because I don't know any of the drama or whatever that is. Like I know who Tupac is. I know what happened. I know there's a lot of rumors
before
and controversy.
Tupac passed away. Him and Snoop Dogg were on very bad terms. But anyways, here and there. But
no, it's turning the Warzone. Call of Duty in general is just turning into a cartoon.
I hear Snoop Dogg's actually a really good streamer.
I've seen some clips, but he's just. He's high when he does everything, and that's fine because everybody's super chill.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about smoking weed or whatever. He's actually really good at the game and whatnot, but I just don't like it. I don't like how they're going to the Fortnite. Nicki, Snoop Dogg,
the Boys crossover.
Yes,
that's what.
Are you talking about Mortal Kombat?
No, I'm talking about the Boys crossover.
Oh yeah.
They have Homelander, Starlight, and Black Noir as operators that can be purchased, and you can play as them in the game.
I didn't know that.
And then you can also find Temp V. If anybody, spoiler alerts, if you haven't watched The Boys, go watch it. But Temp,
never seen it.
You've never seen The Boys?
No, I heard it was good.
Oh my god, dude!
What?
Okay, we need to watch The Boys. It is so good.
I hear it's pretty gruesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever you
I'm not big on gruesome stuff. That's why I do not like the Saw series.
Oh, I know. I can't. I'll throw up.
Yeah,
or pass out. But anyway, so
I'll give it a try. What is it on?
Amazon. It's on Prime.
Okay, I'll try that.
But anyway, so Temp V gives you like temporary powers.
I did see that they did that. Like you can do special.
There's like a super jump.
They're pulling everything. Call of Duty's pulling everything out their ass to make the game just so relevant, and it's.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of games is they start to lose sight of what they are,
Yeah.
or they try to compete in ways that is, in the words of Palpatine, unnatural.
That's why right now Modern Warfare 2 Original and Black Ops 2 Original is pretty big on multiplayer right now.
Oh my god, I saw you can get into matches like that.
Dude, I've been playing Modern Warfare 2 here and there, instant.
But instead of being like a shooter first, they try to turn it. They're trying to compete with Fortnite, which I get why. But again, the biggest.
But it's going away from their actual consumer base of what they really like.
Because I remember at the beginning of Modern Warfare 2, they mentioned that like the time to kill got lowered. They wanted to make it more realistic, and then you put superheroes in it.
Yeah, it's
stupid. It's completely.
Fortnite's Fortnite. Fortnite's doing it well. They know what they're doing. Let them add whatever. Call of Duty, keep it like how it's supposed to be. Don't be adding. I guarantee you they're going to add some more bullshit ass people in there now.
And you know why they're going to do it? Because what they're doing now, they're going to make money on.
Oh yeah, but there are going to be so many people. Just,
and
2,400 coins right there.
Yeah, and the one thing, and I'll say that, and that this is one thing that upsets me about games is like I think people like us and people who talk about and are critical of these things, they're not. We're the loudest minority.
No, we're not a puppet.
Well, not only that are we not the puppet to do whatever they do, but what I'm saying is that the people who aren't like paying attention or listening or going into like not listening to podcasts, not consuming content in other ways, they're just consuming that content, and they just like, oh wait, well this is the next thing I have to buy to play the game.
You know how pissed off I would be getting killed by Snoop Dogg and what's her name, Nicki? God,
yeah.
God, that would piss me off.
I'd be more upset about getting killed by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. When they brought Shredder in, that was kind of cool.
But yeah, but like I said,
I get what they're doing. Though.
That was the start, I think, of the
oh yeah, they
snowball.
saw the money.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we can just put a popular character in, and
but
people
they're
play.
not going to put any more streamers in there because of what happened.
Yes, I heard that.
Because they were going to get this other guy named Swag, and then they canceled that with him because of what happened with the whole.
So all they need to do is have one of
when these guys dedicate they play this game 24/7 to make money. They're the ones that should be in the game, not like Snoop Dogg.
No, I actually agree with that. But the problem is that celebrities have PR teams, and they always have to be careful what they say. So they
cater to the people so they can have everybody like
right, exactly. And streamers don't do that because they target their audience.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah. But again, the unfortunate truth is that money is the loudest people who are saying like, "Hey, this is stupid" or "Hey, this is dumb." They're usually in the minority because most people aren't listening. Most people are just playing their game. Another game that I felt. Now, this game didn't get run into the ground. This was wasn't a remake, but it was EA got a hold. So originally, Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2 were made by Pandemic Studios. Amazing games. Same Battlefield, same concept as Battlefield. You have a ton of soldiers, whittle them down, capture points, secure objectives, things like that. And EA got it, and they announced, and this was years ago, but they announced that, hey, we're going to bring out Star Wars Battlefront. And they showed a bunch of stuff, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, let's not let this be Battlefield, but with a Star Wars skin on it. And they're like, it's not Battlefield with Star Wars skin on it. And then it came out, and it was Battlefield with a Star Wars skin.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good, but again, there was a lot of stuff that just wasn't done well. Fast forward to the second one, they're like, hey, we're going to bring campaign to it. You're going to fight from the Empire side of it, which was completely mismarketed. Because they're like, you're going to fight from the Empire's point of view. And you fight from the Empire's point of view for like the first 2 levels, and then your character gets a change of heart, or the characters you play as have a change of heart, and one of them meet Luke Skywalker, and they're like, you know what? Maybe the Empire really isn't so good, so let's join the Rebels now. And then they became part of the Rebels, and that was a complete disaster and really stupid. I would have much rather liked to see a character's point of view of a losing side trying to fight for what they still believe in, even though
it's
for the rest it isn't. Yeah, it wasn't right. And first of all, for anybody out there who goes, well, maybe the Empire wasn't so bad, or maybe because I've seen these arguments on all kinds of like, social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. For anybody out there that says, well, I can understand why the Empire really, they really secured the universe. They're based entirely on Nazis. Like, that is what George Lucas took inspiration from, was the Nazis, and the Empire basically equals space Nazi. So if you think the Empire is right, if you think the Empire was, and that the rebels were these horrible, inferior people, no, and the space Nazis.
Yeah, I agree. I
like, the Stormtrooper was literally based on the German Stormtrooper from World War II.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I had to get that out because that's one thing that as you can see, I get upset about it when people bring it up.
I can see somebody kind of pissed you off about that.
Yeah, I've had arguments with people like, well, maybe the Empire wasn't so bad, but they're Nazis.
So you had a couple of arguments over Twitter, or?
I never actually got into it, but I have had verbal arguments with people.
Yeah. And
I usually, if I do see a thread like that, I'm like, well, the Empire...
they probably like Darth Vader or something. Okay, I'm just going to root for the
Who?
evil. Darth Vader.
Who?
Darth Vader.
Okay, I swear to God, I thought you were saying Dark, and I was gonna.
No.
I was gonna reach across the table and punch you in the throat.
I said Darth Vader. Sorry.
but so anyway, so the original Battlefront formula was awesome.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything like that in either one of the new ones.
What messed it up? Microtransaction.
Well, that was a huge factor into it. I mean,
one of the hugest.
Like we mentioned, they got the attention of lawmakers, which is a really big no-no.
Yeah.
Like, for them to get the attention, is they were literally doing something. And as much as I don't think loot boxes should be banned, I do think that it does need to be agreed upon that they are gambling.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Battlefield was great and everything, but really, if I want to play something like that, I'm just going to go play Battlefield. I mean, I'm not worried about playing as, rebels or Empire or whatever, fighting against people in a Battlefield kind of thing. Just not me. I mean, it was cool, but honestly, Star Wars to me is a story.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I want to play Jedi Fallen. Or have you played that game yet?
I've played Fallen Order. I don't think I beat it, and I have not played.
And Survivor.
I haven't played that one yet. No.
Yeah, I'm almost at the end. Game is. See, that's the kind of Star Wars game I want.
For me, I love to consume Star Wars in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I loved Rebels. I loved Clone Wars. I loved all the movies except for the last 3
One of
movies.
my favorite Star Wars game is Star Wars. What is it called? Commandos.
Oh, Republic Commandos.
That's one of my favorites.
Who plays the clones? But the one thing, like, as far as like Battlefront goes, like, I really like that, but like they didn't like the original one had like a conquest mode where you took different parts of the galaxy, and based on what you did, the enemy would do something else, and then you'd have the space battles. And Battlefront the new one didn't seem to take inspiration from any of it. They just decided to do, because EA owned.
It just seems like they just do it out because it says Star Wars and they're guaranteed to make money.
Well, that, and like I said, they regurgitated everything they had at Battlefield and just put a Star Wars skin on it.
Exactly. That's why I'd just rather play Battlefield.
But like you said, they made a fuck ton of money, so what does it really matter?
Yeah, who cares? I mean, there's still people that plays that game, but not that much.
But like I said, I wish it would. Oh, and another thing is that I forget what they said. I think it was for fairness. They didn't have they had heroes. A hero, so you could be playing like in a Clone Wars era, like where it's clones versus troops.
Yeah.
And then Darth Vader shows up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
That's why I don't play
they're like, oh well, people want to, it was dumb.
Yeah.
All
right, next game.
Madden.
You're really, really pissed about Battlefield.
Really, really don't like Battlefield. It was such a disappointment for me because I really, like I said, I love Star Wars, and I wanted to enjoy fully enjoy a Star Wars game, and in a different way, and it just felt like it was just a slog and a mess, and
it's just all it was is just a money making thing.
Yeah.
What's another game you were talking about?
Madden.
Madden. Yes,
Madden
I agree.
or games like it.
Well, there's no games like it, like
FIFA.
Madden. No, well, as in sports wise, yeah. Okay, I mean, sports wise, there's no games like it, which I really wish they lift up that whatever kind of thing they have to where only Madden can make NFL games. I wish 2K can come back in the mix.
The exclusivity EA has, yeah.
I wish 2K can come back in the mix. I know 2K is coming back, but they're making a college game, from my understanding.
I don't know. I think the college game is just. I think it's still going to be EA, but I think 2K mentioned that they were going to release a football game.
Okay, that's right. It's going to be a football game, but it's not going to be the actual.
It has
players.
to be arcade based,
right?
Like it has to be arcadey rather than a simulation.
But when they had that, to me that's good competition.
Yeah,
I mean that's what that does is just gives the developers and them okay, they're doing this. Let's see what we can do and make it even better. Like with Madden, every year is what? Like, oh, you knew hit stick, knew this, knew that. Pretty much the same.
New animations.
That's it. The game looks. I mean, I play Madden. It's fun, but I'm not like big into it.
Yeah.
Like some people I know.
Well, and again, going into microtransactions, that's what makes Madden what it is today, and that the Ultimate Team, you spend money, you buy card packs.
You buy the card pass. I don't see me doing that. I mean, don't get me wrong. We both love football, of course.
I'm wearing a hat for my team.
But
I'm sorry that bothers you.
It doesn't bother me. I don't care if you're a Chiefs fan.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to win the Super Bowl again.
Man, they've won more recently than your team has.
Yeah, but how many does mine have?
6. Tied with like 2 other franchises.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, Chiefs are halfway there. We'll be in the club soon.
No.
But anyway, go ahead.
We can. I don't know. Madden is just all they do is. I mean, they're guaranteed to make money.
Right.
So to me it is just another year for updated rosters. That's it.
And and
maybe a little animation, and that's it.
And that's exactly what it always turns out to. It's just they charge you $60 for the newest roster update.
And you know what? I'm bad. Like the last 3 Maddens, I have purchased, with my own money and buy them. And I play them for a little bit, and then I stop playing. This year, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to enjoy football season, wait till it comes out like in December really cheap, and then buy it then. Or if not, it'll come free on EA.
EA Play.
Yeah.
Which is tied into Game Pass. The thing was, like you said, like 2K, because 2K had that, the one where you in the helmet mode.
I think so.
They had that. It completely came out of like Madden never even touched that.
That's pretty cool.
But it was really cool because it was like first person football before VR, before that new VR thing that is available. But it was really interesting to see because, like you said, it makes them compete with each other. Madden has no obligation to improve anything. They'll improve the graphics and they'll update the engine and they'll change animations
and the roster
and the roster, but they don't actually have to make the game better.
Because
how many times? I mean, there's channels on TikTok and Instagram, I think, that are dedicated to like stupid things that happen. Madden, like when somebody drops the ball and they all run around the field and nobody picks it up for over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's just. They're lazy.
And they don't have to not be lazy.
Yeah, I know, but they are. They're lazy. They don't care because they already know they're going to make money.
Right.
And some people like those little glitches and bugs. So
it's very unfortunate because, like you said, like we both love football. We're both in a fantasy league. We both literally, if we can, I will
Patriots.
sit. Yeah, if we can, I will sit in front of the TV all Sunday and just watch every single
NFL Red Zone.
I have Red Zone, and then whatever game is on, and I'm just
me too. I do the exact same thing.
And it's just I love doing that.
I enjoy it. It's relaxing. Have a beer, do that, and then play on my phone. I'm good.
But then, like I said, you go to Madden because you still want to consume football, and it's just it really. I have memories of playing against my brothers and friends. And
that's when it was fun. When
yeah.
you're like going or. For instance, man, when I was younger, me and my sister used to play this on Sega, Joe Montana. God, I love that game.
When I played, or when I was in middle school, we had somebody always had a Super Bowl party, and they had a Madden tournament. Mm-hmm. And I remember one year, because one of the like unspoken rules was you had to play with your favorite team. So even if your team was awful, you just still was supposed to play with them. But nobody was allowed to be a Falcons fan one year because of Michael Vick.
Oh,
you were not allowed to play with him at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you talk about it.
Them dogs out. I get you.
Oh my god!
Oh, did I just say that?
You did.
that was funny. But quick question: do you think there's like a buddy system between EA and 2K?
How do you mean?
Well, Madden runs the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
and 2K runs the basketball because they don't make NBA Live no more.
Maybe. That's an interesting
Yeah,
theory. I've never heard of it, but
I never heard of it too. I just kind of just thought about it. It's like because 2K's the go-to basketball game or the only basketball game.
I think there might be another one. If I'm no,
There
I don't
used to
follow
be
basketball.
NBA Live
Mm-hmm.
or whatever EA makes, but they don't make it no more because it's crappy. So it's just 2K unless you play like these arcade style kind of basketball games. But
So it's like the it's like you get football, we get basketball.
exactly, I mean it works, which
Maybe.
it sucks because I would rather them have competition than make the game better.
Right? Yeah, make better
But
games.
You never know. That does sound like what they're doing.
One.
No Man's Sky.
So see that's the backwards what we're talking about. That was awful when it came out. It was hype. It was overhyped and overpromised, and they said there was going to be.
But they fixed it. Yeah.
But they went back and fixed it. But one thing
Watch Dogs.
I played the first one. I didn't really play. I think I played a little bit of 2. I never played anything after that.
Yeah, Watch Dogs is boring.
One franchise that got just ruined over the course of years was Halo.
Yep. After Halo 3, it went downhill.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The story
I
is
don't
just
play it no more.
so. I mean, let's go back. So Halo 1 was the Covenant and
Yeah.
the Flood. He'd escaped the ring. You found out that the Halo was not just it wasn't like what the Covenant said it was. It was just a way to wipe out all life in the universe,
Right.
or galaxy, whatever. And then the second one was they attacked Earth to find out that there was a Forerunner structure on Earth
Mm-hmm.
that helped them to get to the Halos. The third one was finishing the fight, trying to stop it all. Was it 2 you played as Arbiter, right?
Yes, I think in part 2 you play as the Arbiter.
Right, because in the third one you team up with the Arbiter.
Yes.
In the start of the game.
Dude, it's been a bit.
But it was
Makes
it
me
was
want to go and re-download the collection.
but the Arbiter kind of saw through the lies of the Covenant and realized
Yes, he did.
So it was the 3 was to stop the Covenant
Mm-hmm.
from doing what they were going to do. And then Bungie separated from Microsoft.
Yep.
And then 343 Industries, which I think was a handful of people from Bungie, or at least from the original development team, who then kind of went the heads of 343 to take over Halo.
Yes.
And then we got wonderful gems like Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2, which I played Halo Wars for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. No.
It was a Command and Conquer style.
Yeah, it's boring. Whatever they can do to get money.
Well, it was a real time strategy. It was not very good. Story. I have seen videos of the story from 2.
The
Halo Wars 2.
CGI is cool.
Yeah, but the gameplay is nothing like what the
No.
movies are.
I mean, no. It's never is like that.
And then we got Halo 4, which was
Garbage.
it the Didact one?
I think so. And then 5,
Yeah,
right?
that was a Didact, and then he blew the thing up,
Yeah.
and Cortana died.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this: that last scene was emotional because throughout the games, Cortana is an AI. And am I losing you?
No, I'm listening to you. You're like getting all emotional over Halo.
I'm not getting emotional. I'm just saying that scene was the last scene in 4
it
was
sad?
emotional. I thought so.
Did you cry?
I may have teared up, but that's not important.
I think you did.
So 5 was Guardians,
Yeah, that was garbage too.
which was funny in Infinite, which was the latest game.
Infinite is just the multiplayer, right?
No, Infinite is
There is a story,
Yeah.
and then
What's really funny is
multiplayer,
Guardians. Guardians left off with this huge thing where she shut Master Chief out. She took these world destroying monstrosities out into the universe, and the game it was like a fade to black. It just kind of stopped there. And then Halo Infinite came out, and they just completely abandoned the entire Guardian storyline.
what was their thinking in Halo Infinite?
I've heard a couple things because so the new AI that you're partnered with in New Halo Infinite was like a version of Cortana, like
Yeah, I
the
know
younger
that.
version.
No, I'm talking about strategy. I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about their strategy of making this game good. Like, didn't the multiplayer come out first and then they threw a story, or was it?
Well, both would have been close to finish when they released
but
it.
They're separated though.
Yeah, they released. So, from when did hold on? Let me see when Halo Infinite came out, because
I think it came out like 4 years ago.
I don't think it was quite that long. Oh, close to 2. December 8th of 2021.
Oh, wow.
So we were still that came out. I think they got the multiplayer out because there was it was
Is that around COVID time?
That was kind of like in the midst of COVID. There wasn't a lot out, and I think they just wanted to get something out to make money, or at least just get something out, and maybe hype
well,
up.
They had to, probably because there was like a deadline with Microsoft.
If Halo isn't known for anything, it's known for being delayed all the time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Halo 2.
Yeah, but if it's delayed, that's fine. If the game's going to be good,
right? But
was the game good?
No.
Okay then.
But again, one thing that ruined the multiplayer is it went so heavy on the microtransactions. Now, everything was cosmetic. That is one thing I will say. Everything was purely cosmetic.
But still, it's just
whereas you look on the flip side with like Call of Duty, like even what's their it's not Warzone, it's the other one that you do, the Extraction one.
The DMZ.
DMZ, yeah, which was like
that's actually kind of fun.
That's fun, but operators are now coming with perks that you get to carry
for the
in.
DMZ. Yes,
right.
Yes.
So Call of Duty kind of started dipping into the pay to win, which is a really big no-no, which is what, kind of going back to what I was saying with Battlefront, initially their loot boxes got you pay to win. The more you spent.
Games were like how they used to be.
But like we said, we're never going back to that time.
I know, we never will.
But I'm
just waiting for Starfield.
Halo cosmetics, or Halo microtransactions at least, were cosmetic only.
Yeah, they're not like pay to win.
But it seemed like every other week they were coming out with a new cosmetic, the cat ears or new colors or
Hayabusa stuff.
Yeah, stuff you could buy that you could earn.
Yeah.
That took a really long time to earn.
Long time.
Ridiculous amounts of dedication to get like that. I never got the Hayabusa.
I hear they're still going to possibly release a VR mode in Halo.
See,
now
do we need it though?
I don't know.
right.
I mean, if you think about it, like when you play multiplayer, in Halo, you like lock out that action pack, fast paced, but big team battles was always fun, man.
It was.
Think about Battle Royale, big team battle in a big-ass map. Dude, that would be kind of fun.
Well, maybe.
On the Warhog, you see like 5 Warhogs coming down, then you see like people posted up with the infamous rocket launcher. It's fun.
It could be fun.
Oh, no, it would be fun.
It would be fun.
I think you would play it. You would.
I would definitely give it a try. But again, it's just for me trying to grasp at what Halo used to be. Like what I want.
I know.
I want to be able to enjoy games the way like you said, like we used to.
But that's not going to happen.
It's very rare now, because one of the things too that I think that made games so good for at least people like our age is we grew up in the era before online games. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to play with your friends, first you had to know them. Your parents had to know their parents. You had to be cool with them.
And then go over there, link up, or if not, they come to your place, link up. That's
hell, the GameCube was made with a handle for that purpose.
Exactly.
It's like I think one of the things was like, well, do you want to take it to your friend's house? You just
and 4 splits. Was it 4 splits? Well, when you play Halo, you have 4 of your friends.
Yeah, you get a split screen.
Yeah, that was the best. And of course, your buddy's looking at your screen. You're gonna hit.
Oh yeah, for the record, anybody out there who's like, oh well, screen peek. No, everybody screen peeked.
Everybody.
If you weren't supposed to screen peek, it wouldn't have been up there.
Because when you do it, it's funny.
Yeah.
Because your friend's gonna laugh and they know that you're screen peeking, but it's hilarious.
Unless you're my cousin, who I'll give a shout out to, who's actually been listening.
Yeah.
He still is vehemently against screen peeking. We would play games.
So is he the type that would put a cardboard over the line?
He threatened to. He was like, "You can't screen peek, man." I'm like, "Well, I'm not."
I guarantee you screen peek.
He absolutely did.
Yeah.
He's admitted to it, but he hates it.
Yeah, but you can't have it both ways, man.
See, I told you, bud.
So.
But no, there's less of a focus on like single player.
I would definitely screen peek against this asshole.
He had to, because I was screen peeking. It was the only way you were gonna have
That
a
would
fair
be
chance.
fun to do though. Like just have beer, dudes playing some old school Halo. That'd be kind of fun.
I'm down.
Yeah, on a big TV.
Yeah, we can. Actually, I think there's. I think get like a N64. At like some of the game places, or even online. I think you can get them for like a couple $100.
What N64?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But no, there. I mean, there's a lot. So I mean, nowadays again with online gaming and the way it is, there is less of a focus on single player experiences.
Except for PlayStation, man, they do it right.
Right, and except in some what's the word I'm looking for?
And that's what
Some different
and that's
circumstances.
what Microsoft is lacking of really good story-driven games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't you agree?
I absolutely, and they have
The
like,
only one they had was Gears, but that's done.
yeah. I honestly I think there's what. So I played Gears 1, 2, and 3. And I think there's 4 and 5 now, aren't there? Never really got it.
4 is okay. 5, I played a little bit and I just stopped playing it.
I do know that I am going to go back. I'm actually getting ready to go back through the first 3 years with my wife because she never experienced them.
What Gears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean they're all on Game Pass, so why not?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Get the Game of the Year edition for the first one. I think it's on Game.
the Ultimate Edition. Yeah.
Ultimate.
But I mean, like I said, except in some extenuating circumstances.
That's the only story game they have, right?
Gears.
Yeah. Well, Fable, but who plays Fable? I mean, I know a lot of people play Fable, but
Oh, there's a new Fable coming out.
yeah. But I don't think there's any really other story. Am I missing something?
I don't think so.
Forza. That's a good story game.
Oh yeah, great story. I mean, actually, no, I take back everything I've ever said about games. No, Forza is the savior of all games. Great multiplayer, great story-driven campaign. Like, just it's so in depth. You really learn about yourself in Forza,
No, you learn about your car.
and you learn about how much you don't know about cars when you go to the tuning shit. I'm completely out on that.
Oh yeah, I love. I'm a nerd when it comes to that. I love just tuning for hours.
But Bethesda has like Starfield and Elder
Oh
Scrolls.
yeah, that's
and,
Xbox now. Yeah, so that's a story game.
But even like classic games like GTA, which were well known for the stories.
Oh yeah,
Like
I mean
San-
the GTA that's going right now. I love that story.
GTA 5 was great, but again, they saw way more success than in multiplayer than they could have ever hoped for in a single player only game.
Oh yeah,
And
multiplayer. I mean, the multiplayer was fun back in the day, and now I don't. It still seems old to me now because I'm so used to the events and like the running and stuff like that. So, but
Oh yeah, going back and playing some of the old GTA's is rough.
yes, I mean.
Just graphics
it's
alone.
like we're contradicting ourselves. You know, we want to play games how they used to be back in the day, but we want the new gameplay mechanics.
Well, going into my next point, it's funny it's contradicting ourselves here, is as much as I like having them and as much as I do want them, it just seems like the only good things now that come out or anything half decent is remakes or remasters. Like I do enjoy them, especially like when they redid Mass Effect and brought it like more current with more better graphics and everything.
It wasn't that great of a graphic enhance, a little bit, but not great.
But
Witcher was better, as in graphically advanced.
I didn't play The Witcher. I didn't play like the newest, like the enhanced version of it. But again, it was nice to see like I got to re-experience sort of like with better technology the
Yeah.
games that really helped like
Right. What I'm hoping for, because I think they're doing the remake of one of my favorite series of all time, is Metal Gear Solid. So Snake Eater, I think they're doing
you mentioned now that's a full like rehashing.
I think that they're doing a remake of Snake Eater. That's Snake Eater's part 3 of the series.
I never played Metal Gear, so
Well,
I know of Metal Gear, like I know
yeah.
the characters.
Well, they're
and stuff.
releasing. I think it comes out like not September, maybe October. Snake Eater, like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. It's a collection, and it's like a little bit more graphically advanced, maybe, I think. But Snake Eater 3, I think it's getting a full upgraded graphical upgrade.
Are you talking about Metal Gear Solid Delta? Snake Eater?
Maybe it's called Delta, but it's like a package deal. You get 1, 2, and 3 in there.
Delta.
I think you get the first Metal Gear Solid, then you get Part 2, Sons of Liberty, and then number 3, Snake Eater.
Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is just a remake. No, so from their website, it just says a remake of the 2004 game Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, they're bringing it back.
Was that like one of the quintessential ones of it?
What, Snake Eater 3?
Yeah.
I guess, but I mean, from what I know, most people, the first Metal Gear Solid was always the best one.
And that's
And the
a
story
game,
is really good too.
that's a game that's gone through some iterations, because originally it was like a top down, wasn't it?
No,
Was it always first person,
no.
or like
Oh
over,
wait,
or,
let me think. No, it was always a third person.
like over the shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
So I never really
Well,
played.
it's actually the first one is kind of like
Almost like
it-
top down, right?
It goes top down and it goes low, so it goes different different
That's
areas.
right. Yeah. No, I've seen people play it, because like you go like,
But you can go into first person if you shoot.
and then, like if you go into like a locker or whatever, it goes first person, so you can like see.
Yeah, you can see
yeah.
them and get out and beat his ass and throw him in a locker.
or hide in a box.
Yeah, or one thing I like, you walk around and you can throw like a dirty magazine in front of the enemy,
Yeah.
and he'll go what? And then you can go and choke him and kill him.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm on guard duty, and I see a magazine fall on the floor, I'm stopping what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take a look. And
Well,
see
I
what's
mean, I
up.
play Metal Gear, so now if I see that, I know, Solid Snake's behind me. I'm gonna
Right,
run.
just keep walking,
Yeah.
just ignore it.
Not
Like,
even paying attention
yeah.
to it.
But I mean, it's just I think the ultimate thing is kind of even what we talked about last time, is that just microtransactions are just
Yeah, Microsoft's messing up the games, and a lot of these developers are catering to certain people to make their games. That's a tough thing to say, but you know what I'm talking
no,
about.
No, I don't think it's even a tough thing to say. I mean, there is a lot of pandering. It's something we can delve into more later.
Yes,
there is a lot of pandering to I guess you could say groups of individuals.
What kind of groups?
All of them. But the thing
just
is,
want
like,
to say
there's a
one.
lot of characters, like a lot of the stuff that comes out nowadays. It seems to be. I'm not even going to say a majority of stuff, like majority of games that come out, but there seems to be some kind of either virtue signaling or some kind of like propaganda or message that they want to put into games.
Yeah,
And I think that's another thing that,
like
that
the
really
movies too.
the same thing with movies. Like
But the video games is far more bigger entertainment than movies.
it's it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
And just one of the things that just drives me insane is that just rather than trying to put a message, now companies have a right to put a message. That's what they want to do. And I mean, if they make money, cool. I just don't want to see. There doesn't have to be a message in every
I'm
game.
just there to play the game, dude.
Right.
I don't give a shit. The point of me playing games is so I don't have to worry about reality. I just want to go to my La La Land, play a game, enjoy it. It's an escape.
Well,
Don't throw shit in there.
I mean,
that's
look
gonna
at
piss me off.
Battlefield 5. That was another thing. They were like, well, they were focusing on historical accuracy, and they had like you could play as a female Nazi
I don't give
or a
shit.
black female Nazi. Like
don't
that
give a
didn't.
shit.
Yeah, it didn't matter. You don't need that.
Yeah.
Don't say historical accuracy and then do something that's wildly different. Even
I
the
would say they
campaign.
see that it did not work.
Yeah, no. Battlefield 5 was an awful Battlefield.
You're right. One of the best Battlefields is still like 3, 4, and Bad Company.
Yeah.
But 2042, it's good.
It's up there.
I'm happy. I'm gonna continue to play it, and not gonna play Call of Duty unless they do something to bring me back. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll take a lot, but we will see. And I guess we could probably close up there.
Yeah.
And anything you want to leave with?
No, that's about it. I think we got our point across that we just two angry gamers.
We love video games. We hate them. We love to hate video games.
I think we do.
I think that's what we're angry. Like you said, we're angry old men.
Yeah, we pretty much are.
So with that, we can sign off. Get off my lawn, you crazy kids.
What?
I said get off my lawn.
Oh. Okay.
My proverbial video game lawn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Kansas City Chief thing. I don't know.
I don't think. What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I just hate that hat.
We're done, guys. Bye.
Bye.